Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So it is that season again, season where we all get together and watch Christmas movies. So I'm going to focus on watching Christmas movies. This year, I'm going to also watch some movies that I haven't seen before. I'm going to start off with those newer Hallmark Netflix type Christmas movies. And if you see a little dog here in the corner, this is Max. He has insisted on sitting up here with me today while I film this, or else he just starts whining at me so you guys can see his ears perk up from time to time and I'm petting him. But if you don't know, my name is Stacia and I'm a huge movie fan, and I just like to come on here and talk about movies, and usually it's older movies, one that I've watched, but like I said, for this year for Christmas, I'm going to incorporate some movies that I have never seen before. And I decided to do some Hallmark type movies. And I haven't really watched these type of movies and see how I like. So the first Hallmark Channel Christmas movie that I watched is from 2017. And it is called The Christmas Train. And it is actually based on a book by David Baldacci, who I think is best known as a mystery writer. I believe probably his most famous book is Absolute Power. So it has Gene Hackman in it. I believe it has Clint Eastwood in it, but I believe it's from the late 90s. But I think that's what he's most known for, is Absolute Power is probably his most famous work that was then turned into a movie. So for me, this might be a departure for him. I've never read this book, don't know anything about it. Max has decided he needs his belly rubbed while up here with me. This movie is directed by Ron Oliver, who looks mostly to be known for directing Hallmark movies, which there's nothing wrong with that. We all have to make our money somewhere, but that looks like what he is mostly known for. I haven't seen any of the movies that he has made for Hallmark, but so I gave it a try. I started this one because I looked at some lists and everything, and this was always listed as one of Hallmark's better movies. I also thought it had potential because of its cast. It has Danny Glover in it, Dermot Mulroney, Joan Cusack, Kimberly Paisley, who I think to most people, besides being known for her Hallmark movies, is also known as the bride in Father of the Bride, the 1990s version with Steve Martin in it. She plays the Elizabeth Taylor part. I thought, why not give this a try? It has a good cast based on a novel, so I gave it a watch. Dermot Mulroney stars as Tom Langdon. He is a journalist. I guess he used to be a war correspondent. Now, in the age where newspapers are on the decline and there's not that many journalists anymore, he is now gone into, I think, what he thinks is lesser journalism, where he is reviewing stuff and writing stories and still journalism, but not the heavy-hitting journalism that he was used to in his career. I don't know why he stopped doing that. Maybe he lost the love of it. Danny Glover plays a movie director, producer called Max Power. Joan Cusack plays Agnes, who always likes to ride the train. Kimberly Paisley plays Eleanor Carter, who is a writer as well, and she is actually a screenwriter who is working with Max Power. So they all get on a train for Christmas, headed from coast to coast, final destination, LA, and it takes 4 days for it to get there. Along the way, you come to find out that Eleanor and Tom used to date. They broke up, but they might be the love of each other's life. Max Powers goes on to play some sort of role in getting them back together. And Joan Cusack is there as the train busybody, knows everybody's business, and just there to pop up in her kooky way. In a lot of ways, I think she's the best person in this movie. For being the best person in the movie, she is not in it enough. Danny Glover has his moments too in this movie, but by and large, I felt that the cast was phoning it in. Like they were like, have to be in this Hallmark movie. And I understand a lot of things are done because people need paycheck, but it really seems like people were, probably the dialogue has a lot to do with it. It is, let's say, not inspired dialogue, but the delivery of what they have is also not inspired too. So it was probably hard for them in the long run to deal with a script like this, to live it with gusto, really believe in what they're saying, because people don't talk like that in real life. The movie, all in all, is kind of overly sentimental. The screenplay, like I said, is not great. The acting, by and large, is not great, but I really think they did what they could with what they had. It's obvious from the movie that they're not where they say they are. It looks like it was filmed all up in Canada. There's a lot of CGIing of places, which is obvious and not done well. All in all, I thought I would enjoy this movie. It was one of the higher rated Hallmark movies. It had a good cast and everything like that. And then I watched it and I really didn't enjoy it. It had trouble holding my attention. I found my mind wandering or wanting to do other things. It's not memorable. I bet next year I won't even remember that I watched this, or won't even remember really what happened in this movie. But I did go in with an open mind, trying to find something that I would enjoy. But this is more, and I don't know, maybe a lot of the Hallmark movies are like this, more background TV to keep you in the holiday spirit, to really get you there. Maybe you put it on while decorating for Christmas. I found myself doing that while I was watching it. But all in all, gave it a chance. I thought I was doing the right thing by watching this because of the cast, it being a higher rated Hallmark movie, but I don't know, I just didn't enjoy it. And don't kill me if this movie is your favorite Hallmark movie, and if you love Hallmark movies, I get it. There's something very familiar and soothing about them. There's not a lot of stakes. There is not a lot of heartbreak or anything like that. But so far, if you compare them to Christmas movies of the past, in the 40s and 50s, those classic Christmas movies that everybody loves, those were just done a lot better so far. They're sentimental, but not overly sentimental. And I found this overly sentimental. And I guess it just wasn't my cup of tea. But if you love these movies and you love the Christmas train, you continue loving this. But I myself can't recommend it, but I tried and I respect it. I'm going to try to watch some other ones and see if, I find some I like. I'm going to pepper them in. I think for the first week, I'm going to start out with Hallmark and like Netflix Christmas movies that they've made in the last 10 years and see how that stuff is. And hey, if I find some gems in there, that would be great. But please join me for the next one. I'm going to try to do something crazy. I can't promise that I'll stick to it, but I am going to try to post a Christmas movie review every day for 25 days in December. Let's see if I can stick to that. Like I said, no promises, but we'll see what we can do. Maybe Max will join us because he needs his belly rub while I record these. This is why you see a paw right there. Okay. Thank you guys for joining me. And if you like this, please like and subscribe. I would love to get more subscribers. I love doing this though. And next time, I hope you join me reviewing these Christmas movies, and see you tomorrow.